Russell Westbrook is playing the worst basketball of his career this season for the Los Angeles Lakers alongside LeBron James. Will he get it together? I'm not too sure, but I'm Max here from the Mamba's Legacy podcast, and I want to talk about Russell Westbrook. Westbrook is playing so inefficiently with the shooting lately in these past several games. He got benched last night during the closing moments of the game against the Pacers. He was shooting 5 of 17. That is not good if you're in a closing situation where we had the lead most of the game and then just gave it up in the fourth quarter. Russell Westbrook left, did not speak to the press after the game, and he was pretty unhappy about it. But I mean, if you're Westbrook and you started your entire career, I wouldn't be happy either if I was getting benched. But I agree with Frank Vogel's decision to bench him. I don't think Frank Vogel's the problem for this Lakers squad right now. Frank Vogel also said after the game, he said he put in the players that he thought would win the game. He's right. Russell Westbrook not doing his thing. So a lot of people have been arguing, though, at the same time that Russell Westbrook, his turnovers have gone down. But so has his assists these past couple games. And that's a problem. I mean, Russell Westbrook, a game before this against the Jazz, a game we won, he shot 5 of 15, 1 for 4 from 3. That's not that efficient, and he only had 3 assists. That's not Westbrook number assists. That's, good for him. He got 3 assists, all right? Most players on the Lakers team could probably do that. And Westbrook's supposed to be the passive first guy. So, kind of puts a little dent on it. Everybody's saying that his turnovers have gone down. His passing IQ and assists have gone down quite a bit, too. And then just before that, against the Nuggets, 7-15, not that bad. But look at the Kings. Ice cold player of the game. I don't think it was right of them to post that. I thought it was a little bit funny, but, the Kings are the last team that should be posting that kind of stuff. But he was ice cold. He shot 2 for 14 against the Kings, who don't really have too many solid defenders other than Davion. So there's that. I mean, Bagley, but Bagley wasn't really guarding him. He still shot 2 for 14. And then before that, against the Grizzlies, 2 of 12. Russell Westbrook can't seem to get his act together this year with the Lakers, and this is probably the best team. Well, no, it's not. It's not KD and Harden, but this is one of the best teams Russell Westbrook's ever been a part of, and he's kind of putting us underwater right now. Yes, AD is not playing right now; he's been injured, but LeBron James has been playing some of the best basketball of his career. LeBron James looked like he's 10 years younger, but Westbrook isn't really capitalizing on that. Westbrook's going turnover after turnover, brick after brick. Westbrook's not doing what Westbrook does best, and it's starting to really show. So a lot of people want to compare Westbrook to this, that. My favorite comparison is actually not from basketball. I like to compare Russell Westbrook to Cam Newton. Him and Cam Newton, both MVPs at a time, one-time MVPs, and ran the league during that period of time. But once they got older, injuries caught up with them and their athleticism. Both Russell Westbrook and Cam Newton rely on their athletic ability to make plays and be effective on their respective field court. Because if they're not that athletic, the turnovers are going to shine because a lot of their offense, both of them, comes from the athleticism. Cam Newton getting rushing yards, Russell Westbrook going up and down the court at lightning bolt speed. The problem is, after some injuries and years, it catches up to you, and if you're not as athletic and that's what you rely on, your other game is going to have to improve. And the problem with that is it hasn't. Westbrook's been a fast-playing player, and when your body's not 100%, can't run like it used to, you're not a fast-paced ball player anymore. And I think the same for Cam Newton. He was a great player for the Panthers when he won MVP. Injuries caught up with him, and now look at him. He's about to be out of the league. So you can kind of see, the trend that this kind of goes down. Now, do I think Russell Westbrook's going to be out of the league anytime soon? No, I don't. I think Russell Westbrook is one hell of a player, and I think Westbrook can keep going. It's just a matter of how Westbrook will progress his game. Will Westbrook work on his three-point shot? I'm not sure. I hope so, because, when you shoot 0 for 5 from 3 against the Kings, something's wrong there. But I do want to root for Russell Westbrook because I just mentioned in the Grizzlies game, he shot 2 for 12. Game before that, he shot 4 for 14. The guy's just not Westbrook, and it's really frustrating to see a guy be so high up on the list fall so far down. It hurts because Westbrook growing up, everybody wanted to be Westbrook. Westbrook, past 10 years, has been one of the most influential guys in the league. Like, everybody knows who Westbrook is if you watch basketball. Granted, these past couple of years have been different, but before then, when he won his MVP, you go down the park and be like, oh, Russell Westbrook, Russell Westbrook. Everybody had a Westbrook jersey. Thunder fans love the man to death, and I don't blame him because he gave everything he could to that city. It's hard to watch a player fall from the graces like this. I think that when AD comes back, his game will probably improve quite a bit, but I don't think Westbrook's going to get another $40 million deal anytime soon. I think Westbrook's kind of he's on his way out of the league unless he changes up his game and becomes more of a third, fourth shooting piece, offensive piece. I don't think he's going to be that scoring guy anymore. He's He's kind of past that point. He does not shoot effectively. He never was the most effective shooter scorer in this league, but it was like acceptable with everything else he was doing on the court. Now it's just he's not doing as much as the other stuff on the court, and he's still shooting even a bit worse than what he was. So it's like, all right, well, how do we keep going with Russell Westbrook? Running, being our number two guy, being our Iron Man. He's the only really Laker on this team that's played every single game this year. And personally, I think maybe it'd be better if we played a couple games without him. I want to see what the other guys can do. I mean, Malik Monk's been going off. Maybe run Malik Monk at point guard. I still want Westbrook to get playing time. I want Westbrook to, get back to himself. But Westbrook focuses a lot on the media. I think the media attention's kind of getting to him. I don't think, as hard as it is, I don't think Westbrook was made to play in L.A. Russell Westbrook, for the longest time, everybody says he chokes in the playoffs under the pressure. And there is no place to play that has more pressure than Staples Center, well, now Crypto Arena. The Lakers fan base does not tolerate bad performances, especially repeat after repeat. I mean, Danny Green got so much shit for what he was doing, and that was just, a couple games here and there. Russell Westbrook's doing this every game on this last couple stretches. It's the worst basketball he's played throughout his career. I think his rookie year he's probably playing better than what he was right now. Just, it's a giant question mark for teams going forward. Do we go with Westbrook? But everybody, like I was saying, LA's probably got the biggest spotlights to play under, and Westbrook doesn't too well under the lights. If you ask me, he hasn't made it out the second round since KD left. Uh, it's just okay, Westbrook. Let's see what you can do, and he's not doing it under the big lights. He's not a playoff performer, and I think the LA lights are getting him to him too, and he's not being a key piece for this Los Angeles Lakers team that we really need him to be. I'm surprised the Lakers traded Rondo away. I think Rondo would have been a nice point guard to alternate to, especially come playoff time if we make it. I think we will. LeBron's on the team. You're going to make the playoffs, but it's just why are we striving? Why are we drying ourselves out at point guard when we have a giant question mark running the position? I think a lot. I think you can blame the coaching a little bit. I don't think you want to run Melo at center. Melo's, he's decent offense, spreads the floor, but he cannot play defense on NBA centers, and that's also like a giant problem. The coaching is a giant problem. But the thing is, I still believe that Westbrook is more of a problem than Frank Vogel is for this team. I think that Westbrook's still thinks he's in 2017, and he's not. Westbrook is past his prime. He's on the downfall, and hopefully we get to see him regain a bit of his old self. But until then, that's all I can really say on Westbrook. All I can say is really I was wrong. I did that video of the reactions. I was excited to have him here. But right now, I think I would have rather DeRozan. I think anybody would. I think more importantly, I probably would have valued Buddy Hield a bit higher than Westbrook right now. He would have, made things a bit easier for LeBron on the court. I like Buddy more than I like this Russ trade right now. I think Kyle Kuzma's balling right now. I posterized Embiid the other week, and it's just frustrating to see all the pieces we have flourish everywhere else, and the guys we get back for it not doing as well. So that's all I got to say on the Lakers. See you guys in the next one. Peace out.